Hi, my name is David Berg, and I am one of the luckiest trial lawyers that you will ever meet or hear about. The reason I say that is over the last 50 years, I've been able to try virtually every kind of civil and criminal case there is to a jury verdict. I have been a staunch defender of the right to jury trials. I've written about it, I've spoken about it, and now I've updated a book I wrote and was published by the ABA in 2003 called The Trial Lawyer: What It Takes to Win. I especially want to tell young lawyers about my book. I don't know about social media. I hardly know what LinkedIn is. But I want to use this medium to tell you that my book has been updated. I worked on it from 2014 to 2018 with a very special story in it. The book divides each of the trial skills into a chapter. In fact, it begins with pretrial skills. And then you have a chapter on opening statement, or opening argument, as we all know it is. And in each chapter, opening statement, jury selection, cross-examination, direct examination, and closing argument, I've included excerpts from my trials and from those I learned from. Great trial lawyers abounded in my time. We call that period the golden age of trial law. It was the period of the 70s and mid-80s during which great trial lawyers had the run of the courthouse. Among those great trial lawyers was a man who would become a dear friend of mine, Joe Jamail, the king of torts. He's known to many lawyers still, but what he is known best for is not being the king of torts, but for a $10.5 billion verdict that he got in 1985 for Pennzoil Corporation against Texaco. I spent the years 2014 and 2015 in updating my book with procedural hurdles you and I face trying to get a case to a jury trial. What I do is demonstrate with excerpts from the transcript of that trial Joe's greatest strategy, his use of hypothetical questions in a way that I think is incredibly powerful, and his closing argument. However, I don't just update the book with excerpts from the Pennzoil case. I also add as a pointed lesson for young lawyers especially, a case that I tried in 2017, just last year in the Central District of California. It involved Crystal Head vodka. There are two specific reasons why I've included excerpts from that trial. The first is, even after 5 decades of trying cases, reading about how Joe tried the Pennzoil case actually allowed me to up my game. There are ways in which it profoundly affected my cross-examination. Not at every stage. I didn't tear up the script and start over again, but in profound ways that'll only benefit you. And the other reason was, despite the fact that it was just a trade dress, trade infringement case, there are lessons to be learned because there were actually 3 real Perry Mason moments in the trial, including in one section that I'll discuss called Not Even Death is Certain. It's an appeal to the skepticism in every great trial lawyer. Let me conclude by quoting Barbara Bush, the former First Lady, in her famous commencement address at Wellesley, in something of a paraphrase. But what she said was, when you come to the end of your career, you won't regret not winning one more verdict. Well, I want to tell you, with all due respect, Barbara, you're just wrong. I can't wait to try another case. So the book comes out in November of 2018. It'll be available on Amazon and at the ABA bookstore. But watch this space, because I've divided up a lecture, what I call a Jamail talk, into 10 segments, and we'll be rolling it out over the next few weeks. I hope you'll watch.